pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Sandy, could we have a roll call, please?
Councilmember Shippers.
Here.
Spolman.
Here.
Ingalls.
Here.
King.
Here.
Mayor Folkins.
Here. And could we get a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Support.
Councilmember Spolman.
Yes.
Ingalls.
Yes.
King.
Yes.
Shippers.
Yes.
Mayor Folkins.
Yes. Motion carries. At this time, we'll open the floor for our first public comment. We do ask if you come forward, if you would state your first name and then write your name and address for the clerk. Seeing no one, we'll close public comment and move to the approval of the consent agenda. This evening, it does contain the minutes from our January 22nd meeting, along with the minutes from the closed session on the same date.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Support.
Councilmember Ingalls.
Yes.
King.
Yes.
Shippers.
Yes.
Spolman.
Yes.
Mayor Folkins.
Yes, motion carries. And with that approval, that will move us to our first public hearing that we have this evening. Marcus, would you like to introduce that?
Yes, thank you, Mayor, and members of the City Council. This evening, we have a public hearing to consider the adoption of an ordinance amending the city zoning map. This is in regards to a new childcare facility in the community, desiring to locate in a space that they will be leasing from the hospital. John Wallace, our Community Development Director, will walk us through the proposition. So.
Good evening. As Marcus said, the Munson Hospital is desirous of, through a third party, operating a daycare center out of the McCauley Center, located directly across from the main entrance to the hospital. You can see the photo up there. The applicant's representative, Dean DeKreiger, I believe, is in the audience tonight. He supplied the application for the rezoning. Essentially looking at a rezoning of 1.72 acres of land at 711 Oak Street. And it's not a huge change. It's going from an Office Service 1 to Office Service 2 service district, which they're largely similar districts. The OS2 district allows for a little bit more flexibility and a little bit more broader range of use than the OS1. The OS2 district also allows for everything that's in the OS1 district to be included in the OS2. The third-party operator is planning to set up the operation to accommodate approximately 70 children, and that would be operating within the current McCauley building. On the screen, you can see the McCauley Center location is identified. You can see at the bottom of the picture there the Munson Hospital to show you the relationship. The subject of tonight's rezoning is in the blue, and the hospital is currently in the process, and it's before the Planning Commission, of taking the green area, which includes 2 parcels on the same block of the McCauley Center, and then the property that they own on the block to the northeast of that McCauley Center, and also looks to rezone that property into the same OS2 district so that all the property that they own in that immediate area would all be within the same zoning district. There's just a close-up kind of showing you some of the current parking configurations, street names, and circulation. That's the view looking to the south, the opposite side of the building from where the entrance to the hospital is. The OS1, these are some of the main uses that are allowed, includes office buildings, medical offices, facilities for human care, essentially hospitals, accessory uses customarily incident to the permitted uses. And this is where we thought we could have done a daycare or child care center without a benefit of a rezoning if it was viewed as accessory. We viewed accessory being primarily more by use by the hospital rather than for the general public, because it would be for the general public. Also, the OS2 district specifies daycare centers as an itemized list, and so we thought if it's identified there, it would have been identified for the OS1 as well if that was the intent. As you can see in this list for the OS2 uses, the daycare, nursery school, and similar child care facilities, the last bullet point is specifically called out as permitted by right in the OS2 zoning district. The Macaulay Center is currently underutilized. There are some offices being operated in the building. I believe there's a gymnasium on site where it offers some potential for indoor play as a possibility. And there's sufficient room for parking and safe unloading and picking up of children on the site. In addition to the city's zoning regulations, the hospital and the daycare operator would also have a number of state rules and regulations that they would also have to comply with in the operation of their facility, and that goes beyond what the city's regulations would be. The Macaulay Center is one of the older buildings on the Munson Healthcare campus. A rezoning to the OS2 would give Munson more flexibility in their future capital improvement planning for Cadillac, a little bit more broad variety of uses that they might consider, or mixed uses within that on-site campus. The Planning Commission held a public hearing on this rezoning as well. There was no objection to the operation of the daycare center, and by unanimous vote, the Planning Commission recommended to the City Council the approval of the rezoning into the OS2 zoning district. So with that, it would just they would be recommending that you pass the resolution for the rezoning that's in your packet for the rezoning operation. Any questions? Thank you.
At this time, we'll go ahead and open the public comment portion of the hearing, and this public comment is specific to this public hearing.
Good evening. I'm Dean DeKreiger with the DK Design Group, 1104 South Mitchell. I submitted the application on behalf of Munson. I think John did a masterful job of walking us through and telling us what's involved. The one thing I would point out is Munson can, under their current zoning, have a daycare there, as we talked about, and they were planning to do that anyway with Munson employees. Their hope, though, was to be more of a service to the community and extend it to people beyond just Munson employees, and that is why we are asking for this zoning change. It really doesn't affect what would be happening there, whether it'll be a daycare one way or the other. It's just a matter of whether we'll have beyond Munson employees. So I just want to point that out as a clarification, and I will fill this out. Thank you.
Seeing no one else, we'll go ahead and close the public comment portion of the hearing and move to any discussion amongst the council. Any questions?
I got a couple. Have we received any comments from anybody in the neighborhood or anybody opposed to this?
The one people were concerned about parking, they were said that the Franklin parking backed up into there, and then the playground people too. That isn't really part of this.
Well, Sandy can speak to whether anything came in for the council directly. As to the planning commission, no correspondence came in directly related to objection to the operation of the daycare center operating within the Macaulay building. There was some mention of some possible future playground on an adjoining block, which there was one party that was voicing some objection to that, and that was the extent of the communication. But that particular use would not be part and parcel of this rezoning application. It would fall under some future submittal that they would make as well.
Do you know what the hours of operation will be for the daycare center?
No, I do not, but somebody here could speak to that.
6 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday
Could
through
you come up to the microphone so the people at home can hear you?
I'm Angie Scott. I will be the owner and operator of Macaulay Children's Center and Preschool. The hours of operation that we're looking at are 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. and days Monday through Friday. Something to be said about possible parking situations and things like that. With childcare operations, we don't have a big flow of traffic all at one time. It really comes in spurts. So where Franklin, you have a mass pickup at about 3:40, right around there. With our operation, it's going to be here, there, here, there. It's not going to be 70 parents showing up at one time. So just to shed a little light on that.
You know, the bigger college only set aside 2 spots for, I don't know, there's probably 20 kids in there.
Yeah, I don't think parking will be much of an issue, but there is a fair amount of traffic. We have a
Right.
daycare center right across the street, and, you know, it's pretty consistent, though. In the morning, there's traffic, in the afternoon, there's traffic, but, yeah, and
Well-
that's a small one.
I would just clarify that the folks that came to the planning commission and were concerned, I think they were more frustrated with the activity that goes on over at Franklin with all of the cars being out
Yeah.
in front of their house for 45 minutes.
Sure.
And so they felt
that
like
too.
if there was a play, and their concern was more with the playground than what we're doing here this evening. So they'll have an opportunity to come back and talk to us and let us know what those concerns are, and we can answer those questions at that time.
Any other questions?
Thank you.
I'd go ahead and make a motion to approve the resolution to adopt ordinance amending the city zoning map as recommended.
Thank you.
Support. Oh, sorry.
Councilmember King,
Yes.
Shippers,
Yes.
Spelman,
Yes.
Ingalls.
Yes.
Mayor Folkins.
Yes, motion carries. Thank you. Okay, Sandy, that takes us to communications for this evening.
Yes, it's being recommended to approve the request from Clam Lake Brewery, Herman's European Cafe, and the Raven Barbecue and Brewery to have sidewalk cafes in front of their businesses during the 2019 season, subject to the conditions noted. And I was told by Mike Coy that this is the same request as last year.
Okay,
So the conditions.
except for the Raven.
It's 60 inches of clearance, 5 feet.
Yeah, same request except for it includes the
Adding
Raven.
Raven.
Yeah,
And Raven is meeting with
they're
the
gonna
5
be on the
feet.
sidewalk and up above.
And
I
they're-
think it's exciting because it reminds me of summer. I'll make a motion to approve the request from Clam Lake Brewery, Herman's European Cafe, and the Raven Barbecue and Brewery to have sidewalk cafes in front of their businesses during the 2019 season, subject to the conditions outlined.
Support.
Councilmember Shippers.
Yes.
Spelman.
Yes.
Ingalls.
Yes.
King.
Yes.
Mayor Folkins.
Yes, motion carries. The appointments?
Yes, we have one this evening. It's being recommended to approve the reappointment of Fred Osborne to the Cadillac Wexford Airport Authority for a 2-year term to expire on February 7th, 2021.
Make a motion to approve the reappointment of Fred Osborne to the Cadillac Wexford Airport Authority for a 2-year term expiring on February 7, 2021.
Support.
Councilmember Spelman.
Yes.
Ingalls.
Yes.
King.
Yes.
Shippers.
Yes.
Mayor Folkins.
Yes, motion carries. And that will take us to the city manager's report for this evening.
Thank you, Mayor and members of the City Council. The first item under the City Manager's report is the Cadillac Housing Commission compensation change request. I would like to introduce to the public, Carrie, if you would come forward, please. Carrie Ferguson. Carrie Ferguson is the new Executive Director for the Cadillac Housing Commission. Carrie, would you happen to know the amount of the change that is in the packet?
My first day.
It's your first day? No, that's right. It's not popping
It's
on
3%.
Is it 3%?
Yeah, it was a 3%.
Okay, thank you. So the City Council, by ordinance, has to approve that compensation adjustment. The Housing Commission operates on its own budget. These are not dollars that are coming out of the city's coffers. I recognize the City Council understands this, but I simply wanted to mention that publicly for the general public. Carrie Ferguson, though, our new director, came in about a week ago and introduced herself to myself and Owen, our finance director. We're very fortunate to have her picking up from Judy Myers, as she is retired as the director. And so welcome to the community.
Thank you.
Meet the City Council.
Thank you.
So, and thank you. I don't know if there's any questions.
Welcome.
anyone here
Thank you.
may have.
Yeah. So this is your first day?
I trained for a month, but today's my first full day, so yeah.
Well, good luck to you.
I knew it was 3%, but you put me on the spot.
There you go. That's
Yes.
fine.
So, glad to be here.
Good.
We'll try to give you a win to go back with.
Thank you.
If there are no other comments, I'd go ahead and make a request, or move that we approve the compensation change request from the Cadillac Housing Commission as presented.
Support.
Thank you.
Councilmember Ingalls.
Yes.
King.
Yes.
Shippers.
Yes.
Spelman.
Yes.
Mayor Folkins.
Yes, motion carries.
Thank you, Mayor and members of the City Council. The next item under the City Manager's report is regarding reconstruction activities at the wastewater treatment plant. Jeff Dietland, if you would please explain to Council what the summary of the project is and your recommendation this evening.
Yeah, the summary of the project is to repave the asphalt around the wastewater plant. It is over, I think it was installed in 1989 or so. So it's fallen, we've gotten our use out of it, but it's to repave the whole wastewater plant that's currently paved with a new top layer of paving, and to actually expand a few areas for us plowing snow into. But that's the project. We had budgeted $175,000 in the CIP. The bids came in. Reith Riley was the low bid at $168,985, and we did have a contingency on top of that. 10%, I think, owned engineer contingency over top. So it would be $185,884.56. If we approve it tonight, I would recommend approving it. If you want to have rough roads, go out there and drive around, and you'll see what rough roads really are, because it's pretty bumpy at the wastewater plant currently. So,
And funds are available.
funds are available in the water and sewer funds, in the utility funds for that.
I'll make a motion, is that okay? To award the contract for the wastewater treatment plant HMA reconstruction project to Reith Riley Construction Company, Inc. for the bid amount of $168,985.96 and to authorize a 10% contingency for city engineer approved field changes in unit quantity or scope, bringing the total award amount to $185,884.56.
Support.
Councilmember King,
Yes.
Shippers,
Yes.
Spelman,
Yes.
Ingalls,
Yes.
Mayor Folkins.
Yes, motion carries. We'll open the floor again for public comment. Seeing none, we'll close public comment and we'll move to the good of the order if anyone has anything.
Mayor, I have a quick item
Okay.
for council and I suppose the general public as well. I'm a member of the Michigan Municipal Executives Group. This is a state affiliate of the International City County Managers Association. Used to be called the Michigan Local Government Managers Association, but they changed their name. In any event, there's a winter workshop this week. I'm going to be attending in Battle Creek starting tomorrow. And I'm presenting, as we were just kind of kidding about the condition of roads, I'm presenting as a part of a panel on the general state of roads within the state of Michigan. I'm a part of the Finally Fix Our Roads Committee. This is not to be confused with the Fix Our Roads Coalition that is being talked about through various legislators, but this is a committee of city managers and township managers throughout the state. So I'm one of, I think, 3 people that are going to be on this panel later in the week at the workshop, talking about the roads. And just a couple of quick stats that I have that I wanted to throw out there. Cadillac is responsible to maintain nearly 22 miles of major streets, a little over 41 miles of local streets, and 52 miles of sidewalks. And so, as we talk about this issue on a statewide basis, and you think about how severe some of the road conditions are, even in our own small community that we have, the numbers are mind-boggling. And you think about how we're able to do the very best that we can with the resources and staff that we have, which for the most part is about a half a dozen people that are out there in the field at any one point in time. It's even more mind-boggling. And so, I would say stay tuned as I think we have some new leadership in Lansing. There will, I think, undoubtedly be some renewed conversation on this issue. And I'm just happy to be a part of it and representing Cadillac's interests in it. So.
Good.
I have I'm taking a class right now. I've been on I've been the city council rep for the Lake Mitchell Improvement Board since I've been a council member for a really long time. And we make a lot of treatment decisions. And I've learned a lot being on that board. But what I have felt through the years, plus I'm also a riparian owner in another county, what I've felt over the years is that I don't have basic knowledge of lakes and lake management and all of that. And so I've been taking a class called Intro to Lakes, and it's MSU Extension. It's a 6-week online class, and I've gotten through 2 units, and I feel so smart. No. I'm really enjoying it, and there's a lot of important decisions that local government officials have to make related to lakes. I would encourage some of you who might be interested to check it out, maybe the next time they offer it, to take it, because I'm really learning a lot about our whole watershed and a lot of other things, the point sources of pollution, the effect that phosphorus has on lakes and everything. And I know we're going to have to be making some difficult decisions as we go on down the road to make sure we continue to have a healthy lake. The problem is once your lake starts to really have issues, it's really hard to bring it back. So it's so much better to put effort into the prevention piece.
Interesting.
Thanks for doing that.
I'm enjoying it.
Good. Anyone else? Okay. We do have to go into closed session tonight, so would someone be up to making the motion? It's a-
I would just briefly interrupt. I would like to add our community development director as member of staff as well.
Okay.
Is this all for one issue or for what?
What are we going to
Yes.
invite him for?
We'll bring them in on the
So
issues.
I'll make a motion to adjourn for closed session for strategy and negotiation sessions connected with the negotiation of a collective bargaining agreement. Also to consult with the city attorney regarding trial or settlement strategy connected with the Wexford County Circuit Court consolidated case involving Terra D, Clam Lake, Herring Township, City Cadillac, and the Hop family. And a separate case involving Heidi Hodek as next friend of John Doe, a minor, versus the City of Cadillac and Thomas Wade. And to invite Adam Jebka, the Director of Public Safety, Owen Roberts, Jeff Dietlin, Todd Keyway, and John Wallace.
Support.
Councilmember Shippers,
Yes.
Spelman,
Yes.
Ingalls,
Yes.
King,
Yes.
Mayor Folkins.
Yes, motion carries.
Is Todd actually going to be?
Yeah, he's here. He's in the back.
Support.
I'm presenting, so.
Councilmember Spelman,
Yes.
Ingalls,
Yes.
King,
Yes.
Shippers.
Yes.
Mayor Folkins.
Yes, motion carries.
Oh,
Okay.
look, there's the firefighters.
Hi, guys.
Fred, hey!
Fred, I'm so sorry.
Think we got anything to say about anything you might be interested in?
Okay, all right, guys.
Okay. Well, heck, now I can't prank him later. I was all looking forward to. I was gonna send you a sad emoji and a whole bit.
We're so sorry, Fred.
All right. Well, Mayor, members of the City Council, there is one item this evening appropriate for council to take formal action on based upon the debrief in the closed section. This is in regards to the International Association of Firefighters collective bargaining negotiations. We did have an agreement put together that you've all been briefed on for the 2018 through 2021 contract year. It would be appropriate at this time to consider a motion approving that new agreement as it was presented.
I'll make a motion to approve that agreement as presented.
Support.
Councilmember Ingalls,
Yes.
King,
Yes.
Shippers.
Yes.
Spelman,
Yes.
Mayor Folkins.
Yes, motion carries.
Thank you, Mayor, members of the City Council. That was the last item of business that I had
Okay.
for this evening. But as we do have members of our fire department here this evening, it would be appropriate to introduce Captain Fred Osborne. Today was his 25th year anniversary with the city. Fred has put in for retirement to pursue new career opportunities up in the friendly skies, actually. And the community will sorely miss Fred, as certainly will this organization. He has been fun to have with us. At least I can say that personally. So thank you, Fred, for all of your service.
Yes.
With that, we'll go ahead and adjourn the meeting.
Thank you.